Welcome back, everyone, to Open Line, talking with two members of Community Oversight Now about what is needed in Nashville's or Metro's next police chief. Well, let's just go right back to the phones. Let's go to Joe. Hello, Joe.
Hi, how you doing?
Doing great. What's on your mind?
Well, I thought we were talking about the Metro's next police chief, and I don't know what happened with the 400 years. The United States hasn't imported slaves for 400 years, so that's nonsense, and that's historical. The United States only imported slaves for about 20 years before Thomas Jefferson signed into content the fact that they weren't going to import any more slaves when he was president. So aside from that, let's get on with the next police chief. And the next police chief, if that's what we're talking about, because I don't know how this 400-year thing came up, but the next police chief, if you're willing to cut the money from the police department and send it to other institutions in the community and lower the police force, I mean, I don't think anybody has real big problems with that. But does that mean that, I mean, how many people are in the city council, that the committee that does the oversight? Because if you're going to cut the police force, you're going to have to cut the oversight committee, because they're not going to have that much work to do if you cut police, the police force. So I just want to hear the comments on that. Thanks. Bye.
Okay. All right. What are your comments on that? Well, we have 2 minutes left. So wrap your comments in that with your closing statement. And Arnold Hayes, why don't you start?
Okay, I'll just go ahead to the closing statements. It's apparent we do need conversations. There needs to be more conversation about, so people can see things the way other people see them. But let me say this is a very important decision that's going to be made on this police chief. And when you have a department that has these allegations of sexual assault and sexual harassment, there's been 2 high-profile killings of unarmed black men in the past 2 or 3 years. And you have where there's not been cooperation with the oversight board. They can't get information. It's going to be very difficult to not get someone from the outside. Now, my understanding, if I recall, Ron Surpass, I believe his name was, he came from the outside, and
Chief Surpass did come from the outside,
I've heard,
right?
Yeah, that he was actually a pretty good police chief. So you can't say that the only place that can come is from the inside. So there are good
Theda,
police officers out there.
Okay. About a minute left, Theda. What is your final comment?
My comment is that we as a community need to make our wishes and desires known, and go to Hub Nashville and complete the survey. Let them they're asking for your input, so please go and fill out the survey. And we need a police chief that is going to sign that memo of understanding with the COB and cooperate with them and be more proactive in the community in developing relationships.
Well, thank you both. Thank you both for coming on. We are now going to take a break and come back. I'll wrap everything up, but thank you both for being here. We'll be back right after this.
Thank you for having us.